Antagonists aren't always villains, but villains are always antagonists. And it's that antagonism that sets the best villains apart. And it's that antagonism that new writers must get right when they're creating a villain. So I'm going to drop 3 areas of antagonism that we see in all the best villains. So hit save, because these are also 3 areas that you can use in your writing. So first up, we have ruthlessness. What that essentially is the depth that the character is willing to go to, the extremes to achieve what they want. Why this is important is because if you feel as a reader that this villain will go to any lengths to get their goal, it makes them dangerous. Nothing is more dangerous than a character without limits. And when you're unsure of it and all you know that this character will go to any length, it makes them formidable. It makes them harder to overcome, which is what we want for a villain. Second point is winning. Now what that is a villain that keeps on winning. They keep defeating the protagonist and keep getting closer to their goal. And what this does is while the villain is winning, the protagonist will be losing. So the protagonist's journey will be becoming more difficult. Why that's important? Because we want challenge, we want difficulty. That is where we learn about a character, when we see them overcoming hardships. By having a villain that wins and wins all the time, it raises that hardship, it raises that challenge. Villains can have setbacks and go astray, but I think they shouldn't lose until the very end. They should win and win again up until that point. A loss gets rid of that air of invincibility that we want them to have. And the third is impact, and more closely impact on the protagonist. The best villains have a constant impact on the protagonist. Their existence makes the protagonist's existence more difficult. And again, why this is important links back to what I was saying earlier about challenge. More impactful the villain is on the protagonist, the harder the protagonist's journey will be, and more interesting. And the greater the impact, the more we actually learn about the protagonist. So always be conscious of that. What impact is my villain having on the protagonist in this moment? How is he or she shaping the protagonist's story? They're my 3 areas. Pop yours in the comments. I'd love to see what you think.